Small business owners in Allen are receiving massive bills for electricity from a time period when they and many other Texans had no power. One small business owner recently received an electricity bill for $83,000. With all the legislation passed to try and solve this problem resulting from last year's winter storm, Fox 4's Lori Brown is asking, how could this still be happening? Lori.
Clarice, with the energy company refusing to talk to us other than providing a statement, it is still a mystery why these small business owners in Allen are receiving these exorbitant bills when lawmakers passed laws that were supposed to prevent this sort of thing from happening.
I thought it was a mistake, and I thought there's no way this is possible. There's no way that I can be charged that much.
Melanie Tawater, owner of Image Nation Salon in the Village at Allen, could not believe her eyes when she received an electric bill of more than $82,000 this past March.
$82,341.08.
The description from her property manager, DLC, also stood out. It was for service in February and March of 2021. That included the big winter storm and catastrophic power failure that left millions of Texans in the dark for several days.
When I got the bill, I was kind of taken back of why am I getting a bill when no one was even here. There definitely was no electricity going. There were no hair dryers going. There was no lights on.
Tawater is not alone. She soon heard from other business owners getting astronomical bills as well.
Guess what? You are due for this $16,000 electric bill, and it's like, what? We were closed that week. We did not operate.
Mizar Garbia, owner of Witch Sandwich Shop, also in the Village at Allen, says the property management company told him the bill was no mistake.
You guys are on a what they call a variable rate plan, and during that storm period, the rates went up crazy, and this is your share.
At the peak of the power crisis in February 2021, wholesale rates spiked to $9,000 per megawatt hour, which left customers with variable rate plans vulnerable to huge bills. Garbia says the property manager never told him the electric contract for the Village was a variable rate plan.
They did not give us the option to choose what utility company to. And they did not give us the option to choose what plan. So we were oblivious to this risk, this massive risk on our business that they took on our behalf without telling us.
But Garbia remembered hearing statements by State Senator Kelly Hancock, who told a Tarrant County Town Hall meeting in January that lawmakers were providing financial assistance to electric companies who absorbed massive wholesale costs. The idea to prevent the kind of bills Garbia and others received.
And so we began immediately putting together packages. And so we ended up passing 3 different pieces of legislation addressing that really saved our economy and helped spread out a lot of this cost. Without the legislation we passed, you would have had significantly more bankruptcies.
I heard in the news that there's a lot of bailout and there's a lot of money that was put aside, from the state to help out businesses, and I wonder, I'm not sure, I don't have any evidence, but I wonder if they actually went and got some of that money and they didn't tell us.
The Village at Allen has a contract with EDF Energy Services. We asked EDF if it has received help from the state, and if so, why is it still billing its customers such large amounts? While I have not yet received a response to that question, earlier, a spokeswoman with the company would only say EDF Energy Services has no involvement in how the landlord chooses to allocate charges to their tenants or how they manage energy consumption. EDF Energy Services invoice the contract per the terms and conditions contracted with the Village at Allen. We asked Senator Hancock's office why the legislation he helped pass is not helping customers in this case. The senator told us in a statement, the legislature established an opt-in securitization pathway to reduce costs for the market. While each situation is unique, many of the securitization funds will be released this July. So anyone currently facing sticker shock is encouraged to speak with their electric provider about next steps or contact their legislator or my office for casework assistance. But Tawater's landlord told her she only has 5 days to pay her bill.
All my investment and blood, sweat, and tears is in this place. I'm just a small business, and I don't make $82,000 on the business in the year, but I don't understand how anyone could possibly pay it.
When it comes to making sure that electric companies pass on relief from the state to their customers, the state is really in uncharted territory. We are working to find out more from the Texas Public Utility Commission, the regulator, about how they will make sure that that happens. A spokesman for PUC encourages customers who have concerns about their bills to file a complaint with PUC. We've included information about how to do that with this story at fox4news.com.